What is going on, everybody? It is Ebontis here. Haven't seen my face probably in a video in a little while, but thought I'd do this one as we are talking about the TWAB. Just a reminder for you guys that are watching this evening, as I'm going to post it up tonight. The Last Word episode 121. We will be live on twitch.tv/Ebontis, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to have Doc Squiddy on there. He's a writer, a game developer, just a really cool guy, friend of the show. We had him on a long time ago when we actually had a previous name for the podcast. So lots to talk about, cool changes, what we're going to talk about right here. So tune in tomorrow for that one. If you guys obviously are new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button, alert bell. Lots of Destiny stuff and other coverage as well. So you guys never know what you're going to get, but Destiny is definitely one of the big topics of the channel. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button, but let's get into this thing. So today we got This Week at Bungie. Obviously, I'm going to look over at my monitor over here, so sorry about the direction. So this week at Bungie, we're making the most of your ghosts, which is cool. Right now, we're in a slow time in the game. September doesn't have a whole lot going on. They did double the Nightfall rewards, which I think a lot of people have been enjoying. Whether it's the match-made one where you can work on prisms, whether it's the like Grandmasters where people are getting like double and maybe triple exotics. Like people are getting some crazy drops from all this stuff. So depending on what type of group you have to play with, matchmaking or not, a lot of people seem to be able to get a lot of rewards from the Nightfall, which has been pretty cool to see. Honestly, something like double rewards, they need to do more. Give you incentive to play in there, give some special weeks, because just the double infamy and the double valor gets kind of like, that's all kind of PvP more so, and then Gambit's kind of its own little animal. But I mean, getting the strikes in the mix of like double rewards should be nice. They said next week is going to be double infamy, and then there might be double, valor or something if they bring another Iron Banner week back, which I would guess they probably will to fill some of the time. So just the double strike awards alone is a good thing, and I've seen a lot of people enjoying it. Hopefully that continues in Beyond Light as a kind of a good rotation, because I like what that's been doing. Last week they said a new exotic became available, of course, Traveler's Chosen, and they celebrated Destiny's 6th birthday, which is crazy that this game has been around for 6 years, but it has. And it's been quite a journey on this franchise, to say the least. We've been ups and downs and good times and bad times and droughts and too much stuff to play. It's been all over the place, so quite a journey of 6 years in the alpha and everything since then. Kind of, it's the one that has stood the test of time. Live service games tried to have come at it. Most of them haven't survived. So yeah, I mean, you picture the ones that don't really get talked about too much. Destiny still swings a pretty solid weight, and it has some ups and downs. No, it's not perfect. I won't ever claim it is, unless we ever get to that state. But for the time being, it's still the one that seems to have stood the test of time. So shout out to Bungie and Destiny. You guys have put in some hella hard work, and it seems like there are going to be some big changes coming with Beyond Light. We know I've got a new subclass. The stasis subclasses, the aspects and fragments, the way the skill trees are going to work are going to be different. A little more customization in there. Everybody shares the same grenades, but you can customize some of your abilities, like the Rift causing a freezing, the Dodge causing a slowing for people around you. Very kind of excited to see what all this stuff has to bring. A big expansion in Destiny is usually the best time in Destiny. The seasons have been quite a learning experience for them versus expansions as well. So overall, I do believe that, they've learned a lot. They're on their own. And, we've got a lot to look forward to. But the game probably won't be perfect. Personally, I know Armor's not going to get like an Armor 3.0 or anything of that nature. So that's one of those where for me, it's like, armor sets and different perks and stats meaning more of those RPG elements that I would like to see aren't going to be, jumping in the game to my understanding, at least the armor stuff. So get what we can take. But speaking of upcoming features, customizable ghosts is a thing. Now, if you guys want to know where this article is, it's linked below in the description. This is just the Bungie.net article, This Week at Bungie, for September 17th. They said ghosts have always been important, but they really haven't done anything on them in quite a long time. And it's true. They haven't touched much on them in ages. So the fact that they're actually getting a substantial update, I'm really excited about, because class items, for one, need some love because they don't get a stat roll, so you can't get any stats out of those. And mostly they're just like an energy thing for your mods. So once you get, say, a solar class item that's, going to last for a few seasons, up to 10 energy, you're good for whatever 9-10 months it's going to be on class. You technically wouldn't need another one. If you have a solar and arc and a void like class item at 10 energy, you're good in that slot for like 9 months. There's no like real purpose. So can you change the color and shape? That I don't actually know. You should. A lot of these I think are going to be like if you pull the cosmetics you're going to be able to use most of the ghosts you want. We'll get into it here. So, talking with my Twitch chat as we go. So this ghost shells will now have energy levels and access to mods with various energy costs instead of being preloaded with specific perks. That's honestly a good thing. You can pick the ghosts to look like what you want. There's been just a buttload of them in the game, so you're going to be able to kind of pull from collections, earn new ones, but the look is going to be really up to you. And honestly, they're probably going to all function very similarly, so you kind of get to use whichever one you want. And then you're going to be able to customize them as you go. They've got some pictures down below. This treatment has been applied to all ghosts outside of the Generalist shell, which I don't actually remember which that one is. It's just a basic shell. Nothing too exciting there. So you can use your favorite ghost shells regardless of tier, whether it's legendary or exotic. They're all going to be able to use everything in the same way. A selection of mods will be available on all ghost shells by default, while the remaining ones will be obtainable via very generous. Not a lot of things in Destiny are generous, so I probably wouldn't say that. Various sources of gameplay. Information on where to find these mods can be learned from collections. So when you log in on November 10th, if I can remember dates. It has been a crazy week in gaming, so dates are a little crazy right now. November 10th, when you log in, check collections, see what the ghost mods are going to be, and we're going to figure out where they come from. Whether it's maybe Nightfalls or I don't know. We'll just have to see, but they're probably going to be all over the place to get you to play certain aspects of the game. Ghost mods will be obtained from gameplay reward loops and will not be purchasable from Eververse. Thank you. I cannot tell you how much this is a good thing to make this from gameplay. More and more things need to come from gameplay. We've ran it on the podcast. I've talked about it before. My prime example of gameplay really kind of being a big bummer. Pit of Heresy dungeon got the exact same Dreambane gear, and the stats weren't even that high. They fixed that in the Prophecy dungeon. But again, like, things in the activities that you do need to reward you, for one, to hopefully make you a little better in those activities, but two, need to reward for gameplay. Don't go to the Eververse. So the fact that ghosts, like the mods, are separate from Eververse is thank you. I don't think that would have been a good thing if it was by the mods. That would have kind of ticked a lot of people off. So big win there. Ghosts have 4 mod slots. 3 are unlocked by default, and the 4th is unlocked by masterworking the ghost shell. When we get down, we'll look at the energy. They don't show the cost of masterworking the ghost shell, but unfortunately, this probably also means this is another way to spend all your, Ascendant shards and enhancement prisms. Just another way to use all your masterworking currencies, which I'm not the biggest fan of, because it already is expensive to masterwork everything you got, unless they make those currencies a little easier to get their hands on. Honestly, I don't masterwork armor very often because it's like I don't farm Nightfalls, and I know some people do, but I guess if you're going to go in-game, you're going to be farming Nightfalls. I just wish, the masterworking still, I don't know, it doesn't ever feel... I'll always take them to, 7 or 8, but to spin a golf ball, it always seems like, is this, the perfect roll? Or 2 golf balls on an exotic, it's kind of tough. So, very curious what the costs are. We'll put a pin in that till everything comes out, but masterworking a ghost shell, I hope it's not ridiculous. If it's the same as, like a legendary or exotic armor, then honestly, everybody's probably just going to do a legendary ghost shell because it'll be cheaper. So if you just want an exotic that looks prettier, but it's more expensive to masterwork, but literally no difference in benefit, hoping that's not the case, but we'll have to see. So one of our goals with this update was to separate visuals from functionality. So pick what you want. We wanted any ghost shell to be viable and still have access to highly useful mods, regardless of tier or source. You'll be able to select your favorite ghost shell based on appearance without any detriment to your experience. Whether you purchase a ghost shell from Eververse, earn it from the newest raid, or pull an old favorite out of collections, your ghost will have access to all the same mods from your account. So wherever you get a ghost, pretty much they're all legendary except the first one you ever get. They're all going to function the same way. So hopefully the masterwork cost is similar. I have to imagine that would be crazy if it wasn't. From there, you can increase energy levels on your favorite ghost shells and set them up for different mod combinations. Now, masterworking a couple... you could do, but unless, slotting the mods is more than, the usual 500 glimmer, one exotic, or one 10 energy ghost is probably all you need. Maybe 3 if you don't want to move in between characters, but one good one, you can just, pick and choose. If you're going into Crucible, cool. If you just have so many currencies, you want to, have 3 different ghost loadouts, that's up to you, but you probably are just going to need one, I would imagine. It's, not that hard. Good time to have hiccups in the middle of a video. There will be an experience mod slot, a tracking mod slot, an economic mod slot, and the activity mod slot, which will be unlocked when it's masterworked to 10 energy. You'll be able to mix and match mods with these categories however you like with respect to energy limits. Mod slots each have a selection of mods that can be combined to fit your playstyle, and they'll see more in the pictures below, but they kind of have different levels. A Crucible focus player who wants to grind out materials and earn experience toward their season rewards might choose Guiding Light, a little bit of a Glimmer booster, and the Lesser Core Harvest. These actually sound intriguing, so that's exciting. And there are a variety of combinations that we can set up for different ghosts, so it depends on how much you need. Those wondering what will happen to old ghost perks, most have been brought forward largely as unchanged. They're probably just going to be the default mods, the basic like tracking and chests and planetary materials and stuff like that. Not really too exciting. They did say the kill tracker and Leviathan boss kill perks will remain intrinsic on the ghost shells. Everything else is pretty much going to be the same. Let's look at the pictures. This is the key. So take this one, if I can actually pronounce this shell. Looks like Chiropteran shell. Looks almost like the start of chiropractor, but Chiropteran. I'm sure that's something I don't know, but it's fun. So you've got energy. I don't know the cost of that yet. Ghost mods. So you've got the fragility we'll talk about. So experience, tracking, economy, and activity. Okay, so experience is the first one, and this is where he's actually looking right now. So you got 1 through 6, and depending on the energy cost, it looks probably like 2% experience per whatever. So honestly, most people are probably going to go mainly for the experience, especially those who are trying to get like high levels. So I would imagine this is still going to be a pretty big default for most people to use. If not, I would be kind of surprised. You see the mod is fragile and will expire at the end of Season 15. Now, if the experience mod is something you have to earn, I guess we'll see how that goes, if these are default or not. Or maybe, like, the default ones are up to, like, 4, and then 5 or 6 you may have to go earn other places. Not sure how that's going to work. That might be a way to incentivize playing some of those activities if, you know, you have to go do certain things to earn the higher tier of some of these basic default mods. Maybe, like, Tier 1, 2, and 3 are basic, and then 4, 5, and 6 you can start earning incrementally as you do certain things. Guessing, no idea. Said it's fragile and will expire at the end of Season 15. So we know Beyond Light is going to be Season 12. 13 is whatever comes next. 14 is whatever comes next. And 15, which apparently they're going to have a 4-season year. I don't know how short or long the seasons are going to be. They may be shorter, which we'll just have to see how that goes. But either way, end of Season 15, this will expire. Again, it's only 500. So that kind of clears up the question I had earlier. And in theory, if you get 1 ghost shell to 10 energy, you probably won't need to do that much more, is a guess, unless those things are crazy expensive. So at least the ghost itself shouldn't, you know, expire. The mods may go away, and you may have to earn those again. But if a ghost is 10 energy, and there's no, like, infusion level to a ghost, if you get 1 to 10 energy, you should be able to use that for a very long period of time, I would imagine. So that's actually a good thing. Earning mods again, that's just, you know, what they're going to do to probably keep you active. The one other picture down here. So this is 10 energy. We got 6 used. So you got a glimmer here in the middle. This is the activity modifier. Now, this one seems cool. We can look through here. You can see you've got what looks to be Crucible, Gambit, Vanguard of these levels, both 4 and 6. And again, this is where some of the experience may be a trade-off depending on what you need to farm. Now, down here you go Gambit, Crucible, Vanguard. What's up, Desert Ranger? Thank you for the follow. And this is where it's kind of weird. And again, you've got pages of these, so there's a lot of modifications to this. We've got what looks to be 4. These look all well, this is a circle, and these seem to be defeating bosses in Vanguard playlist strikes or Nightfalls has a chance to award enhancement prisms. That's actually cool. Mods are on a time limit as well, or something new. The mods look like they're going to be like they said, most of the mods that we get kind of seasonally are going to be for the year. That's why it's season 12 through 15. So that kind of goes in line with their tracking. But the fact that you can go into a Vanguard playlist, the Vanguard playlist, or Nightfalls, sorry, I'm shaking my camera, has a chance to award an enhancement prism. That's cool. Because if I can just go into Vanguard strikes and it's like heavyweight and solar singe, and I can go in there with Xenophage and just destroy everything, and I get enhanced for some prisms, yeah, I'll farm them that way. That's actually cool and definitely worth it. And if I need some currencies, I'm going to go farm those. Now, I have no idea what the drop rate is going to be like. It says a chance. There's going to be obviously some testing involved. But this is one where they lower down the experience, so you don't get as much. A little bit of glimmer, a little bit of the tracking. I honestly probably would hardly never use the tracking because I most likely wouldn't care. But the fact that this is like a chance for this one, I'm wondering what the 4 versus the 6 is going to be. Curious. So again, these are probably all going to be enhancement prisms here on the top row. Crucible would be here for enhance. I don't know. Again, the 4 and the 6, maybe it's a slightly higher. Maybe it'll be like a chance, and this one's like a low chance. Just guessing. Then we get to Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard for these. Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard for these. And then here as well. Now, I don't know what these other icons are. We won't know until we get in there. Cores versus prisms, possibly. Well, cores aren't even listed. If the 6 here is just prisms, cores are going to be crazy. As this 6 is probably the most expensive at prisms, I don't think they're going to let you get cores through the ghost. That would be my guess, honestly. As the 6 level one is going to be just prisms. Cores, I think, are still going to be probably in-game type stuff. Hopefully, they're more available. But again, if you can farm prisms, you can go buy cores, so it's not all bad. We'll just have to see how that goes. But overall, I can't really tell, because this is like a circle with little spikes on it. And this is a... Well, if you're going to go technical, it's an octagon, just very short sides. And this is little pointy parts on it, too. But this is only worth 4. The low tiers are worth 4. I don't know what these are going to be. We have way too many currencies in this game, so who knows. The triangles almost look like little baby motes, so I really don't have the foggiest idea what these are going to be. And then the little helmets as well. I honestly would probably have to go through what the ghost looks like right now. I could probably go to seasons and look. Sorry, that probably looks terrible on my video, but here. So that's experience. We know that one. Because I feel like we get... That's the little pyramid. That's like the Crucible. I was wondering if it was one of these icons in here. Because I feel like... See this right here? This is the little Crucible. This is a chance to get like seasonal gear. What's up, Dakota? How you doing? So this is usually like a chance at like seasonal gear is typically what that little guy means. I'm looking for the little triangle and I don't see it. So I'm going to go back to where we were. Scroll down and yeah, so that the one with 3 is probably a higher chance at seasonal gear. And then this one is maybe a seasonal currency, just shooting in the dark here. They're cheap, so they're not going to be crazy. So my guess, honestly, something along the lines of this is probably the most valuable at 6, and being an enhancement prisms, those are going to be pretty valuable. So yeah, some type of resource, and this will be something like that. So that's mostly what we got. Also, shout out to Bungie, always doing good things for good people. They do say right here, next week we have a tribute going live in the game to honor one of our dear friends at Vicarious Visions who passed away last year, Matt Helsum. The weekly reset will include a director message that will send you to Mars for a short quest to honor Mr. Helsum. He worked closely with the teams at both Bungie and Vicarious Visions on projects during our partnership, and we wanted to memorialize his contributions in the Destiny universe. It's also kind of like, it's unfortunate it's going to Mars, but I guess it's kind of his send-off, if that may have been like some of the content that he made. We wish all his friends and family and everyone he impacted during his life the very best. Thank you to everyone in the community who joins us in remembering his warm soul. Shout out to Bungie for always doing awesome stuff like this. Talk about a company that does care about people. And this is just one of those things. I mean, anybody who's working on a game like this, I would imagine their life ended very much way too soon. So definitely take a minute, check that one out. Pay your respects. Mr. Matt Helsum, sorry we lost you, man. One tiny little reminder, guys. Hawthorne is bugged till the end of the season. So I know she normally has a powerful engram that you can get by getting 5,000 experience for your clan. As the season was basically about to end, now they ended it early because it was going to end on the 22nd, 99% sure. So either way, it's bugged. So between now and the end of the season, Hawthorne is not going to be getting her 5,000 experience for the powerful or almost pinnacle that you had before. It's off the table, and the main reason is because Bungie said if they fixed it, it was going to mess up everybody's clan stuff, so they're just leaving it until November 10th. So sorry, but also wanted to let you guys know that one. So just clarification for you guys there. Final piece is Xbox Game Pass and expansion availability on Tuesday, the 22nd. On Tuesday, September 22nd, it's going to be on Game Pass for both Shadowkeep and Forsaken. So if you got Game Pass, whether it's PC or Xbox, you can just jump in. Now's honestly a good time to experience those. If both of those are on Game Pass, I honestly wonder what the price of those expansions are going to be come Beyond Light. Hopefully it's like a cheap package since they're literally kind of included now. Everything else pretty much wraps it up. Also, Cosmo had LASIK surgery if you guys hadn't seen that on Twitter. So the big stuff is the Ghost. I know this is kind of a long video, but wanted to talk through it with you guys. This is the big piece. The Ghosts look cool. if you get 1 to 10 energy, hopefully you can mix and match the mods. And just the fact alone that you can actually farm enhancement prisms in a Vanguard strike playlist, that could be kind of a game changer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, we'll be live 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Last Word episode 121. So follow me on twitch.tv/Ebontis. You can find me on Twitter doing all sorts of craziness right now between RTX 3080s and 90s and following. I like technology. I like gaming. I like a whole bunch of stuff. So follow me there. And right here on YouTube, if you haven't subbed before, hit that sub button and the alert bell. Always new videos coming to you guys. Thank you for the support. 51K, 49 more to go. That button at some point will be mine. So thank you guys. You're amazing. I'll see you soon.